Divorce is a gift. I'm going to show you why. I don't care if you've been married for years and you have these kids together and you built that life and now it's gone. I'm going to show you why it's a gift. Now, one, what it does is it allows you to get free time that you haven't had before in the past. But one thing I'll say to you is there really is no worse feeling than when dropping off the kids after your custody time and you come home and it's quiet. It's empty. It doesn't feel good. But there's a blessing inside of that. And that blessing is time to do the things that you know you need to do, but you haven't. You know you need to go work out. You know you need to build something. You know you need to grow, but you haven't. It's a time to actually focus on yourself and build something called mastery. Now, mastery, is a book by Robert Greene, talks about being the apprentice and having your apprentice stage. So whether you're just coming out of divorce or you've had one for a while and you're trying to figure out what to do, there is an apprenticeship phase, something you start from the beginning, where that apprenticeship phase starts with your health or with your finances. But those have to be taken care of. And so here's the gift. The gift is time. And so if you're fortunate enough to have custody with your kids, meaning you'll be able to see them, right? And have that time with them. There's going to be times you're not going to be with them. And they're going to be with the other parent. And that's okay. And that's the time you use to focus and sharpen the iron of yourself. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, one, getting in shape. Health is the number one importance. Measuring your BMI, your body fat, and getting your body fat down to a good level, right? 10 to 20% is a really good level to be in terms of body fat. And right now I'm at 19%. I was at 25% when I got divorced, and I got down to 19%. And I want to continue to work in that more. Two is studying, becoming a master, a student, and be the apprentice, reading books, and understanding yourself, understanding psychology. But also, number three, growing yourself and growing a business, making more money, and taking that time to do things that other people with kids won't be able to do. Now, the thing I always talk a lot about is there's a disadvantage. There's an advantage and disadvantage of having kids. I think the advantage of having kids is learning patience. Patience was the biggest thing for me, anyways, when I first had kids. Now, before I had kids, I probably was the most impatient person out there. I snapped very, very easily. I got angry easily. And it wasn't until I had kids and then had to learn patience through my daughter and through my son and raising them that I was able to take a step back a little bit and understand the realities of things. Things are a little bit bigger. You have more cosmic type thinking, right? Something a little bigger than yourself. And so because of that, I was able to kind of pause for a second and be a little more patient, snap a little bit less, right? Be a little less angry at things. And so those are things that are the blessings and benefits of having kids. Now, the downside is they take a lot of your time. I mean, you're feeding them constantly. You're taking care of them. You're teaching them. You're taking them to school. You're getting lunches together. I mean, you're doing all of this stuff, right? And so you as a single parent, right? You're still doing all this stuff, but on your own, right? Whether you have a girlfriend or another spouse, right? But a lot of it is on you. Your kids. So that's the downside. But the upside is, right? You always stop and think, I don't know if you ever thought of this, but maybe you have. I've thought of this as, well, I wonder how much I would accomplish if I was single, meaning I didn't have any kids. And that is the phase that you are in, that you do not have any kids. Now, it only feels that you're lonely now because you're used to having all of these things, used to having people around you, used to having kids around you, things are always messy, things are always running around, noise everywhere. Now there isn't that. And so it only feels that you are lonely and more quiet because you've seen the chaos. You've been in the chaos. Now you are in the calm. Now this is the calm that you take to refine yourself, to grow, to become the better version, the best version of yourself. And I always say, like Sam Ovens, one of my mentors, always talks about, imagine the person that you would fear the most. Meaning that if you are the type of person that never missed a single day of work, always focused on yourself, worked out every single day, and sharpened your mind, read books, right, and was on point every single day, that would be one scary dude, right? So that is the person that you want to become and achieve. So think about what would that person do to you? Like, what would he do if he had a bunch of free time on his hands? Would he sit around watching Netflix? Probably not, right? He'd figure out ways to make money, ways to grow, right? He'd be at the gym every single day. The issue is, a lot of things is that men are so used to being inside the female frame, the woman's frame, that they're so used to doing everything for themselves and for them, and to make sure that they're happy and they're taken care of, and make sure they're not complaining, right? But the issue is, we're a lot of these men who've been married for so long. I've been married for 10 years. Believe me, I understand this. 10 years I've been married. I have 2 kids. I've been through all of it. I've been through the messy divorce. I've been through the arguments. I've been through, living in our house together, not living in our house together, moving out of state. I mean, I've seen a lot of what you guys have seen, right? Now, every scenario is different, right? Some are worse and some are better. But guess what? I've been through all of this stuff. And I'll tell you, being outside of the woman's frame and being your own frame, the masculine frame, once you figure that out, life changes. Because again, you no longer have to be in that frame. And when she's going crazy and she's bitching and she's complaining, doing these things, you no longer have to listen to that anymore. Because she is no longer your wife. So you are no longer her husband. So when she goes off and she starts complaining and she starts doing all these things, you no longer have to listen to that. And you can politely say, hey, look, we are no longer married. I no longer have to listen to this. And if she starts texting you and texting you nonsense, and that happens sometimes, right? Because a lot of women, they run off emotions. And when they run off emotions, they say and do things, right, that normally people wouldn't do under normal circumstances. There's many times where I had to cut off my ex-wife on text message. And that's sometimes what you have to do. Be very polite. Hey, look, this is something I won't tolerate. This is language I won't tolerate. And if you continue again, we'll just have to communicate on email. And sure enough, I've done that multiple times. And so you're just setting boundaries for yourself of what is important to you and the level of stress that you're willing to take. You're already divorced. You don't need to take on any more stress. You've got other things you have to accomplish. And so coming home to an empty, quiet home after you take your kids back after your custody time is a blessing. And I need you to take that time, take that all that energy and put it into something that will make you grow. Working out is not enough. You need to exercise. You need to be in good shape, right? That is not enough. You need to be able to build yourself. You need to make more money. You need to become smarter. You need all of these things. And if you're still looking for a partner right now, right, and you're single, that is going to be even better to help you find the right partner. The question shouldn't be, how do I find the right partner? The question should be, how do I better myself so a right partner would present themselves to me? Because that's what ultimately it comes down to. Because if you're in shape, you got money, you're smart, you're interesting, you've been places, you've traveled, you're going to be a more interesting person to be around naturally. People are going to be drawn to you. Now, though that is not the easy answer, right? The easy answer would just be kind of simple one-liner, things of that sort. But that's the actual answer that will help you get to where you need to go. So I hope that helps. I wanted to create a short, quick video for you, just something I was just thinking off the top of my head, of what is it that some things that had come up. And I wanted to share them with you because I've been through all this stuff. And so I've been the good, the bad, the ugly. I've seen it all. So hopefully that helps. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and please comment. I'd love to hear what your story is. I'd love to hear about you. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys soon.